Have you ever wondered why you keep reacting to life in the same way, even when you know it's not working? That's where the Enneagram comes in. It's not just a personality test, it's a powerful map of our patterns, our behaviors, and our blind spots, and the deeper truth of who we really are. The Enneagram reveals that each of us develops some kind of survival strategy when we were young. And these strategies are useful, but over time they harden into habits, into filters, and this distorts the way we see ourselves as well as others. So we start living life on autopilot, driven by our fears, our limitations, our desires, and the need to protect ourselves. So we are born pure, whole, divine. And this wholeness gets fragmented into 9 different personality types. We can access all 9 types within us. We just access them at different levels, different events and situations within our lives. However, there is one dominant type that drives our personality. The first one is the strict perfectionist, also known as the Enneagram 1, also known as the reformer. They are driven by the need to be good, to do the right thing, to be a role model in life. The Enneagram Type 1s value principles and order and goodness. They feel that if they show up perfect, you can't criticize me. So they're always striving to do the right thing, to do things in a perfect way. Striving for perfection is an unrealistic expectation. The shadow or the blind spot of the Enneagram Type 1s is the avoidance of anger, because showing up angry is known as bad or wrong to the Enneagram Type 1. So they hold that in. They don't speak their truth, or they hold that anger in, and that becomes resentment. So the Enneagram Type 1s show up as having order, having structure, wanting things to be in the right place. An example of an Enneagram Type 1 is you walk into a room and there's this beautiful artwork hanging on the wall. The Enneagram Type 1 would notice that the frame is not hanging straight on the wall and then look at the beauty of it, right? So they would look for imperfections. That's how their mind works. That's how their mind is wired. What's wrong? How can I fix it? How can I solve the situation? They also have a very harsh critical mind. It's on constant repeat of being judgmental and criticizing what they're doing or how they're showing up. Their self-talk is, if I show up perfect, you can't criticize me. They have this idealized vision of what their life should look like, what they should look like, or what they should be doing, as well as others. And it's in constant comparison to it. So always striving for this idealized self-image. When ones fight reality, they miss the beauty of the moment. But when they relax and stay present, they really see what is. They realize that the moment is already perfect as it is. The Enneagram Type 2, which is the considerate helper or the caregiver, they have this need to be kind, to be appreciated, because they feel that if they are needed, that they will be loved and accepted. So Enneagram Type 2s value relationships, value kindness, and generosity. They they self-sacrifice most of the time, to the point where when I would ask an Enneagram Type 2, what do they want or what do they need? They don't know, but they can easily identify what everybody's needs are and be able to take care of that. Their self-talk is, if I love you and you need me, you won't reject me. So their avoidance is their own needs of being unloved and not accepted or being rejected. And I just want to say to the Enneagram Type 2s is, you don't have to hold the world together. Life already does that. And it's important for you to know that you need to fill your own cup before you pour into others, or else you're going to be feeling depleted, feeling like you don't have the energy to take care of your own needs because you're caring about everybody else's needs. This is where you feel burnout as well. Then we have the Enneagram Type 3s, which are the competitive achievers or performers. They are wanting to be the best. Threes are likely to value achievement, competency, and efficiency. So they're always busy, always striving to be the best, to win. They're practical. Their self talk is if I succeed, you'll admire me and you won't ignore me. Their avoidance is failure or not feeling worthy or being worthy, not winning. You don't have to prove yourself because life already carries you. You already are worthy. You just have to believe it and see it. The Enneagram Type 4s, or the intense creatives, the individualists, also known as the romantics, they have the need to be authentic, to be unique, and they value originality. They prefer deep, meaningful relationships. They don't want the shallow relationships. And their idolized self image is I am deep, I am unique. And their self talk is if I'm special, you won't abandon me. So they often avoiding being ordinary and not being authentic. They're very creative, they're empathetic, they easily sense people's emotions. There is nothing missing in your life. There's nothing wrong with you. You don't have to prove yourself in any way, in the way that you are. You bring an authentic essence of who you are already, and you already belong to the whole. The Enneagram Type 5s, also known as the quiet specialist or the investigator, fives value wisdom and making sense of the world around them. As a result, knowledge is very important to them. They also prefer keeping to themselves, protecting their energy because social scenes, a lot of people drain them, drain their energy. Knowledge is important to them. Their idolized self image is I am wise, I am sufficient. If I stay hidden and understand everything, I can't be humiliated. I don't want to be dependent on anyone. Their avoidance is not knowing how things work and being dependable on other people. Enneagram Type 5 strives to understand the world, to be knowledgeable, and can be stingy with their information as well because they cling to their knowledge, their time, their energy because they're afraid of being drained. Enneagram Type 5s, if this resonates with you, know that true knowing comes from living, not just thinking. The Enneagram Type 6s, or the loyal skeptics, or the loyalists, they have this need to be safe and to belong. So they value authority, security, and belonging. And this stems from the motivational need to be safe, to be prepared. They have a plan A, B, C, D. When things are going right for them, it's like they can't stay in that place of celebration for too long because they're waiting for the shoe to drop. So there's this constant anxiety of focusing on what's gonna go wrong or what's gonna fail. Their idolized self image is I'm loyal and responsible. Their self talk is if I follow the rules and stay alert, you can't catch me off guard. So they always want to be prepared. Their avoidance is uncertainty and being abandoned. An example is often replaying conversations, wondering, did I say the wrong thing? Did I do the wrong thing? To the sixes, people who resonate with the sixes is you are supported. Trust life and trust yourself. What if things go right? And focus on the positive. The Enneagram Type 7s, enthusiastic visionaries, also known as the visionary. Sevens, we often see them in CEO positions because they think out of the box. They have this wild visionary ideas. They value freedom. They focus on optimism, being inspired, making the world a happier place, and taking opportunities as they present themselves. They love adventure. They love being spontaneous. One week it's golf, and then they go and buy the whole golf kit, and then it's golf for a certain period of time, and then they stop playing golf, and then it's paddle the next week. So it's always seeking out a variety of new adventures and things that interest them. Their self-talk is if I'm optimistic and always say good, you can't bring me down because their avoidance is pain and discomfort. They hate admin. It's very boring for them. If this resonates with you, freedom isn't an escape. It's in being fully here. Sevens like variety of life. They have FOMO, always wanting to try new things, do new things. Then we have The Enneagram Type 8s, which are the active controllers or challengers. We also see them in leadership positions because they take control. They have natural leadership qualities. So 8s value strength, power, and having a sense of control. They're very direct and impactful. They don't mind having those confrontational conversations. When they walk into a room, you see them. They have this presence about them. They can be short, tiny, but they come in with big energy. This idealized self-image is I'm strong, I'm in control, and their self-talk is if I'm strong and in charge, you can't hurt or control me. So the avoidance is vulnerability, weakness, and being controlled. However, to the eight, so people who resonate with the eight, I do want to say that there is strength in vulnerability. True strength comes from truth, not control. Then we have the Enneagram Type 9s, which are the adaptive peacemakers. Nines value harmony, being accommodating and accepting. That's important to them. So they can adjust to all other eight Enneagram types. They will go along to get along because they want to create a harmonious environment. Their self-talk is if I stay calm, if I blend in, we won't have conflict. Their avoidance is conflict, being overlooked or disconnected. However, for the nines, you don't say what you really want to say. You will be overlooked if you don't speak your truth. Oftentimes, when you are avoiding conflict, you're creating conflict within yourself because that thought of what you want to say to someone, you're constantly going over it in your mind over and over again, but never having the guts to actually say what you want to say. I often help my clients who are Enneagram Type 9s to find their voice, speak their truth, say what they want to say. They often blend into the background and don't give themselves the opportunity to say what they really want to say. So, what I do want to say to the people who do resonate with the Enneagram Type 9 personality is you matter and your presence makes the world whole. So, each one of these Enneagram types has an essence that they bring to the world. What are the blind spots to each of these Enneagrams? What are you avoiding? Because it's often the thing that you are trying to achieve. Working with me in the Enneagram, I have my clients complete an Enneagram assessment and they get a full 42-page Enneagram report. What I do is do a full analysis on it and give them a debrief so they understand what their dominant Enneagram personality type is, how they access the other Enneagram personality types, how they can lean into these other Ennea types because they are within you. You can access them. It's just a matter of how. The Enneagram has many layers and depth to it. It's like having an ice cream. Then you've got different flavors of ice creams. Then there's different toppings, like nuts or sprinkles or marshmallows. The Enneagram really goes into depth about your personality, your leadership styles, your communications. And working with me as an Enneagram coach, I will teach you and show you how to tap into these other layers that are within you. So, working with me as a transformational life coach, I am not here to fix you because you're not broken. I am here to help you remember who you really are, so that you can show up as the best version of yourself, help you achieve your goals, help you get out of the way. I am here to teach you about yourself, going back to the essence, the wholeness of who you really are, so that you can show up as the best version of yourself. Our personalities create our personal reality. So if you are not happy with your current reality, you can look at what is it that's holding you back within your personality, that's stopping you or preventing you from creating the reality that you want, and learning how you can tap into the other Ennea types to help you create what you want, to help you become more confident, have confrontational relationships, to have a winning personality, to create discipline in your life, to develop the leadership characteristics within you. All 9 personality types are within you. It's about how you can access it.